Marco Polo, Group 1, Room 202. Marco Polo was from Venice, Italy. He was a merchant and adventurer that traveled from Europe to Asia and inspired many people to travel. Because of the constant threat of war, the Polo family left Venice and settled in what is now Uzbekistan, which made trading easier with the Chinese. Marco's father and uncle set out a 2-year-long journey to meet Kublai Khan. In 1271, the Polos returned to China with Marco. This route is now known as the Silk Road. Kublai Khan really liked Marco, so he appointed him commissioner of the Mongol government. Marco studied the China languages and became a trusted advisor to Kublai Khan. In 1292, there was a clash between Venice and Genoa, and Marco was in prison. When he was in prison, he worked with a fellow prisoner to publish a book of his travels, which was successful. It inspired Christopher Columbus. Marco Polo.
Kublai Khan, group number 2. Kublai Khan was born in 1215 in Mongolia. He is best known for founding the Yuan dynasty of China. Kublai learned to ride horses and shoot a bow and arrow. When he was in his 30s, his older brother Monkey became the Khan of the Mongolian Empire. Kublai fought with his other brother to become the next great Khan. Kublai built roads and canals, establishing trade routes that brought in new ideas from foreign countries. The Mongols remained in power. Kublai established a social hierarchy based on race. At the top of the hierarchy were the Mongols, Central Asians, and the Northern Chinese. The Southern Chinese laws were different.
Zheng He, Group 4, 202. Zheng He lived from 1371 to 1433. He grew up in China, distinguished himself as a warrior. He became very good at winning battles. In 1405, China began to launch a series of 7 naval expeditions in Southeast Asia and the Indian Ocean. Zheng He was appointed admiral of each of the 7 voyages. Zheng He was the most famous of China explorers. He died in 1433 and he was buried at sea.
Mansa Musa, Group 4, Rome 202. Mansa Musa was known for pilgrimage to Mecca and for his promotion of unity and prosperity within Malad. Mansa Musa succeeded his father Abu Baghrel to the throne. All of this wealth was spent or given out as donations in the Arab cities. Musa facilitated a huge growth of trans-Saharan trade. Internal wealth and agriculture flourished in the order of prosperity, were largely attributable to Musa's enlightened leadership early in the century. On his death in 1337, Musa was succeeded by his son Mansa Mugan.
Johannes Gutenberg, Group number 1, Room 204. Gutenberg took some existing technologies and some of his own inventions to come up with the printing press in year 1450. One of his own ideas that he came up with was movable type. His presses could print thousands of pages per day instead of just 40 to 50 with the old method. This was a dramatic improvement and allowed books to be acquired by the middle class and spread knowledge and education like never before. Gutenberg's real fame came from producing the Gutenberg Bible. It was the first time a Bible was mass-produced and available. Things really turned around for him, and in 1462, he was given a fancy title, a yearly salary, and more rewards for his inventions.
Prince Henry the Navigator, Group 2, 204. Prince Henry the Navigator was a Portuguese explorer, soldier, and a prince. Because of Prince Henry, the Portuguese were the first to sail. This is known as the Great Age of Exploration. Prince Henry started the first school of navigation. Prince Henry's school sent 14 expeditions into the Sea of Darkness and convinced some explorers to go farther south. Prince Henry's influence was the first step in finding the best route to the Indies. The goal of the school was to train people in navigation, map making, and science to prepare them to sail around the west coast of Africa. Not only did this expedition succeed in map-making much of the coast of West Africa, they also had success establishing new trade routes.
Leif Erikson, group number 3, room number 204. Leif Erikson was known as Leif the Lucky. He was the second of the 3 sons of famed Norse explorer Eric the Red, who established a settlement in Greenland after being expelled from Iceland around AD 908. Around AD 1000, Ericsson sailed to Norway, where King Olaf converted him to Christianity. A year later, King Olaf sent him back to Greenland with a commission to spread the faith among the settlers there.
He called the region where he landed Vinland after the wild grapes that grew in abundance there and the general fertility of the land. After spending the winter in Vinland, Leif sailed back to Greenland and never returned to the North American shores again. He is generally believed to be the first European to reach the North American continent, nearly 4 centuries before Christopher Columbus arrived in 1492.
Eric the Red, group number 4, room 204. Eric the Red was a Viking explorer who was the first European in Greenland. He was born in Norway, but his family settled in western Iceland. Eric later killed 2 men in Iceland and was banished for 3 years. No. During his banishment, he heard about another explorer finding some islands that lay west of the Iceland. So Eric decided to sail to these islands.
Eric sailed south and rounded the southern tip of Greenland, then he landed on the southwestern coast. He spent the 2 following winters of the southern tip of Greenland exploring the area. He called this new land Greenland, even though it was covered with ice.